Demonstrating Plasma Physics and Electromagnetic Induction. Jalid and Walid Ahmed, Mississauga West. The actions conducted in this video are neither condoned nor encouraged by the experimenters. This experiment deals with extremely high voltage, enough to seriously injure or harm another human being. The most amount of care possible was taken while conducting this experiment. Please do not try this at home. The purpose of this experiment was to determine whether a high-voltage power supply can be created using the 220-volt AC outlets in normal households, using a combination of electromagnetic induction and reversing polarity. Furthermore, the purpose was to then use the supply to ionize oxygen gas in the air and demonstrate the physics of plasma. The hypothesis was that using a high-frequency alternating current and an electromagnetic induction transformer, we can convert the 120 to 220-volt AC current into 40 kilovolts, a voltage so high that it would liberate electrons of gas particles in the air and effectively plasmify it. Project materials. The first thing we needed was a way to get the electricity from the wall outlet. So I ripped off the plug from an old extension cord and cut the end so that I could use it for the experiment. The second thing we needed was a way to control the voltage from the wall, as 220 volts directly into the transformer would completely burn it out. Furthermore, we needed a high-frequency current, so I went and bought a fluorescent light ballast. And lastly, the most important component was an old flyback transformer. How does a flyback transformer work? A flyback transformer is built up of a magnetic core and a primary and secondary coil. The current in this transformer is allowed to flow until the primary coil is completely saturated, and then it is completely cut off. The magnetic field created by this current collapses and induces current into the secondary coil with a reverse polarity. This happens very quickly, and the direct current provided from the ballast is stepped up to a very high voltage. The procedure was as follows. We soldered the end of the wall plug into the neutral and live wires of the ballast. Using a tube light, we determined which of the 6 wires coming from the other end of the ballast were in use, and set them apart from the rest. We soldered these wires to the primary coil terminals of the flyback transformer. We then created a chicken stick so that I was safe and connected one end of the secondary coil to it. The first picture here is the schematic of the ballast. The ballast has an input of 120 volts alternating current, and through a series of diodes and transistors, converts this current into direct. The 2 upper arms of the schematic then connect into the primary coil of the flyback, pictured above. This device, using electromagnetic induction, induces electricity into the secondary.